to another episode of Non-Stop Nikhil. I'm back in the familiar home of Mohammed here in Atar. And my plan when I got back to Atar from Shinqit this morning was to find the next mode of transportation to get to Tidjikja, which is a town you have to pass through the desert. It falls on the southern highway here in Mauritania. So I figured that would create a loop around Mauritania where I would travel the northern highway, cross the desert, and then be able to take the southern highway back to the capital Nouakchott before continuing my travels. So we went to the station with travels to Tidjikja, and they said that there's a vehicle that they're planning to get going around noon, but these vehicles don't really travel unless they have a bunch of passengers reserved and ready to go. So we've kind of been waiting for like the past hour until we get the call that they are ready to head into the desert to Tidjikja. And so if you're waiting around at all in Mauritania, there's nothing better to do than have some tea again. And this is probably my third tea today already, and it's just past noon, but I'm not complaining. Just having some rest here inside the room here with Buha, who just got back from school and was showing me some of his English notebooks, and resting here with Mohammed as well. And we're all just waiting for the car. I also made 15 extra copies of my fiche. So you'll definitely want to carry these around. I've made enough copies to pass all the checkpoints from here to Tidjikja, as well as from Tidjikja to Nouakchott. So these are definitely useful, so you don't have to, stand in the car waiting too much as the officials take down all your information by hand. I can't say how many hours I've spent here in Atar just watching tea being made, but the way that it's done, with so much care and attention and style, it just puts you in a trance in and of itself. So now it's interesting. I've been watching Mohammed make the tea in one certain way so many times today and this whole week. Now I'm watching Buha make it, and he has his own style as well. Mohammed says he does it the more traditional way, and Buha adds his own touch to making the tea. But أحسنت يعني أنت عندك طريقة مختلفة إذا أنا لاحظته. So the art has been transferred from one generation to another. So our transport that was scheduled to leave perhaps before noon left Atar at around 2 p.m. And so now we've been outside of Atar for about an hour, just passing through Tidjikja, where we were at the oasis a couple days ago. And then we passed a checkpoint, came to the side of the road, and looks like there is definitely a flat tire. It looks flat. We're not going anywhere. So everyone behind me is pitching in to fix the flat tire, and I'm being completely useless as somebody who does not know my way around a car at all. Just standing here and vlogging. But look at the scenery, it's gorgeous. Yeah, so somewhere about 350 kilometers away from Tidjikja, where we're heading. Who knows when we'll actually get there. As you can see, the landscape has pretty much changed with sand dunes all around us. We're in a small town called Widjift right now, so we're obviously not in Tidjikja. And I have no idea, again, what's happening with the automobile. If you look behind me, everyone's once again surrounding it and trying to make some kind of repairs. It looks like the place that we're stopped at right now is an auto repair shop of some sort out in the middle of nowhere along this road in the middle of sand dunes. So I'll keep you posted on what happens. Let's see, because we've only really got 2 hours until the sun goes down. And I don't really know. We're definitely not anywhere close to Tidjikja. So I'm told that Widjift to this town is the last spot before we enter into the unknown of the desert. So if this car is going to be fixed, it's got to be fixed here, or else we're not moving. It's real. It's after where we just stopped in Widjift, it's completely desert. At some points, the desert sands kind of envelop the road. So just to avoid the dunes which are on the road, you have to go off-road into more dunes. So it's a bit of a rocky and bumpy ride right now. hitting these segments of the road where it seems like just like the road has been enveloped completely, disintegrating into the desert. I don't even know where like that gap of road has gone. We're trying to cross from where there is road on one side, so you can see obviously this destroyed road on the other side, and it's just all sat in between. You can see there is a road on this side, and all the way across this expansive desert, there's a road on that side, but there's nothing in the middle, and so we're trying to cross the car from the road here to the road there, but we're stuck, so we're digging the car out of the sand. Done. Who said you can't get a workout out here? I didn't know it was going to be this much of an adventure to get to Tijikja. We're just walking the gap in the road right now. Hopefully we can make it to the other side and then somehow get back onto the road. I don't even know how we're going to do this if it gets dark. Looks like another crisis averted. And they were telling me that that road was particularly destroyed, creating that expanse of desert just due to the rains. So eventually the water would have filled up that vast expanse like we saw in Shinqit. But now it just destroyed the road and you just have to manually get yourself through it. So we made a stop in this sort of desert settlement right here. So we're delivering some produce to some people who are living out there and they're getting their stuff from Atar. This is what their village looks like. It's quite literally in the middle of nowhere. But it's great. It's amazing that they can get their stuff out here. So when we left Atar, the signs were saying about 350 kilometers to Tijikja. Right now, the sign says about 270 kilometers, so we've barely even done 100 kilometers at this point. Already been so adventurous, and it's going to get dark soon. So no idea how I can predict when we'll actually reach our destination. Literally, what is life? I'm watching the sunset here in the middle of the Mauritanian Sahara with absolutely no idea when I'm going to reach my destination, even if I will. But this is, I guess this is what Non-Stop Nickel is all about. It's YOLO, it's go with the flow. I don't care if we didn't start from Atar maybe until like 2 hours after we were supposed to. And I guess I don't have anything to really do tomorrow where I'm gonna feel bad if I get to Tijikja later or end up spending an extra day in Tijikja just because I don't want to have this whole trip and then another 10-hour drive back to Nouakchott back to back, because that sounds like torture. But I'm just gonna take this all in right now, be in the moment. an area. So there was an area of the road that was blocked by rocks, and I think we have to take a diversion off-road. So we've been off-road in the sand for a while now, and you just have the car skidding all over the place in the sand, even as the driver is trying to follow the established tire tracks that are in the sand, but it's really tough. So hopefully at some point we will meet the road again. We picked up a local man from one of the nearby settlements, and he's kind of helping guide the driver right now to let us know exactly which direction we need to go. So hopefully I think we can meet the road at some point, though I'm not fully sure what's happening right here. This is definitely an adventure. We just stopped on the side of the road somewhere. It's about 7 p.m. but it's so dark out here, and we stepped into the small convenience store, and I have no idea what to get, so I got this. It's like a frozen Coke, Zayn Cola, so very Mauritanian, though I'm sure it's not from Mauritania, and then some chocolate covered cookies. So this is pretty much what's going on. I have no idea where I'm going to spend the night. Even if I get to Tijikja, I don't have a place to stay in Tijikja, so hopefully the driver can find me someplace to stay. But at this point, even just getting there sounds like it would take a miracle. So let's see how that goes. Definitely the word that's coming to mind is mughamara, which means adventure, and that's whenever I say mughamara, everyone's a saib, which means yeah, it's difficult, but way more than I was expecting. So it looks like we're camping out at the convenience store on the side of the road for a little bit. I just was trying to avoid pulling out Google Maps and checking exactly where we were for fear of being disappointed, and that's exactly what happened. I pulled out Google Maps and just found out that we've only covered half of the route between Atar and Tidjikja, so we still got half of the way to go, and we've only been traveling for about 6 hours now, and stopping along the way for people to pick up their produce, diversions off the road when the road just stopped existing or was destroyed by flooding. And here we are in this convenience store. But of course, there's one thing that's consistent wherever you are in Mauritania, is we're working on preparations for the Mauritanian tea. We had a drink here, which is milk mixed with some of the mango juice. There are people praying here. Other people are just chilling. So overall, still very consistently a Mauritanian experience. Though I'm definitely having a very out of body, out of mind, out of soul experience, wondering whether this is actually my life. ما هو أحلى شيء عن عين صفراء؟
ليس موجودا.
ليس موجودا، لا مستحيل في كل مكان في جوهر.
المناظر الطبيعية
إيه؟
التقليدية الأثرية.
ولو كان في سياح يجوا لعين صفراء، في سياح،
نعم.
ماذا تفعلون؟
يتنزهون في الصحراء،
نعم.
وما أحلى شيء عن موريتانيا بالنسبة لكم؟
لا النساء.
موريتانيا دولة
أحلى شيء عنها النساء.
دولة أثرية.
دولة قديمة مهمة.
قديم الزمان.
تاريخية بقى.
دولة تاريخية.
شيء وشنعتنا كيف يك.
So I can't say for sure, but I think we're getting ready to leave Ain Safra, where we parked ourselves outside of the store. I think they unloaded and they're reloading the truck. So I think we should be heading out. But again, we're only halfway to Tidjikja, so I don't really know what this means for the rest of the night. But let's keep going, I guess.